Hello everyone, this is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. I want to welcome you to today's live lesson. We're going to be learning true colors for easy piano. If you're watching this live stream after it is done, make sure you pick up a copy of the sheet music links. It's going to be in the cards as well as the description below. And you want to consider these lessons step-by-step directions on how to practice, how to learn piano. Once you're done with this lesson, and then it's gonna take a while. It's not just like one time you're gonna understand this stuff. It's like learning to speak a language. You can't just like do one lesson and be fluent. So, be willing to watch as many of these lessons as necessary. Once you understand the concepts I'm showing you here on how to practice, then click on over to the tutorial. If you're able to use that and learn with that, then that's really good because it means you're understanding these concepts and you can basically take what you're learning with these lessons and apply them to any of my tutorials that you see on my channel. It just really depends on what level you're at. Yeah, but if you can really apply it to all levels, where you're beginner, advanced, or intermediate, or like today's lesson, easy piano. Hey Charles, what's going on, my friend? Okay, yeah, you're very glad to see you on here as usual. You are one of my biggest supporters, so big ups to you. All right, a little bit about true colors before we start. Actually, before we start, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bells as well, because if you want to catch whenever I go live on these free lessons, which I will continue to do as much as possible, of course, every week. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can catch whenever I go live. Yeah, sorry, a little repetitive there, but whatever. Got to get that point across. So a little bit about true colors before we start. I don't know why this is so weird. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. I think that's a little bit better. All right, true colors. This is a 4-page arrangement. Doesn't mean that you're gonna need to learn all 4 pages because music is pretty just, all types of music is just repetitive in general. This is going to be in, let me see, what key is this in? G major. Okay, G major. All right, so I'm gonna show you how to practice this from the beginning. Give it a listen first. So basically, you want to pick the smallest section that you can accomplish, that you can practice. Because if you do a longer section, and if you do it like the general way, which most people just play it from beginning to end, the whole entire song, that's really not a good way to practice. So pick this first smallest part. Okay, it's about 4 measures. This is a little introduction, and it's going into measure 5. Once you pick that part, now I'm going to show you here where you're going to do hands separate practicing, just basically simplifying it. So from here. I would 2 3 is a little odd, so maybe I'll use 5 2 1, and then here switch to 3. Yeah, and then we'll just try that together. I'll try to go slower for you guys. Ready, go. Now onto the left hand. Alright, so this way to practice this. Sometimes when I see patterns like these, and especially if you're trying to get a more sense of what the harmony is like, it's good to just play them all together. Basically, chords, right? And then when those chords change. Okay, and then go back to playing it normally. And then also, a little tip here. I like to hold that bass note most of the time because for one thing, it's an older piano, so I try to use as little pedal as possible because the pedal is not too great on this piano. Okay, so this kind of, sorry, this lint. So it's a bit of a, I guess you call it a finger pedal, which you kind of imitate a pedal. Okay, so if you do that, you don't have to use pedal as much. So there's a pro tip for you guys. Okay. try it together. Ready, go. Yeah, and then you can even take the whole chord thing a step further. Instead of playing it like this, when you go back to both hands, just playing the chords. Because sometimes you just play one note at a time. I can tell what the harmony is here when I'm playing this, even though it's one note at a time. But you know, if you're new to this, you just might hear one note at a time. Okay, so here you get a sense of the whole harmony. Okay, all right, back to both hands. Give it a listen. Okay, try it together. Ready, go. And then you just repeat this process. We're going to pick the next section, do hands separate, hands together, okay? Okay, and I like to stop right there. Well, actually, let's keep going. Sorry, that was like an odd place to stop. So I went from measure 5 all the way to measure 9, okay? Not just the right hand. This note here, be careful not to hold on to it too long, because when you go back to both hands, the left hand is going to play that A right away, okay? Alright, let's try it together. Right hand, 5 to 9. Ready, go. Alright, now onto the left hand. So again, you can block all these together to really hear the harmony. You can fill out the missing notes as well if you want. Okay, it's a little advanced, but you know, you're gonna have to learn a little bit of harmony if you want to improve with piano anyway. Alright, let me play for you. Ready, go. And back to both hands. Now we just try that together. Ready, go. Okay, a little note here. You want this note to sound more than when you play your left hand note. You want, when you play your left hand, let's say eyes right here, this is the melody. When you play your left hand, you want it to be softer, okay? Okay, otherwise this sounds really bad if you make it just as loud, okay? So that's a little bit, could be a little bit of a challenge, but I think it's well worth the effort, okay? So what you could do is go back to the beginning, the beginning of this and connect the intro, okay? So I'm actually going to do that for you here. So we're going to go back and we're going to connect it from the beginning now, okay? Or you could choose to go on and do the next section and then go back and put it together. So instead of having 2 parts, we'll have 3 parts, all right? Yeah, you know what? I changed my mind. Let's keep going, okay? I think that makes more sense. We're measuring 9, okay? Where's the next part? So I think that makes more sense. So the next part is 9 to 13. And you notice so far it's working out to about 4 measures at a time. But remember that is not always the case. Whatever song you work on, you have, when you're dividing it, it's not always going to be 4 measures at a time. So that's why you do small chunks, okay? To figure out, is it 2 measures, is it 3 measures, is it 4 measures? You know, if you're listening to a pop song like these, I like doing these as lessons because you can really figure out where the parts are because you just need to listen to the words, okay? Then when you do things like classical or jazz music, it's a bit more complicated, a bit more challenging because there are no words. So keep that in mind. All right. Just the right hand now, measure 9. It might be going too fast. Let's take it slower again. Right hand, ready, go. I said slower, but that wasn't too slow. Sorry about that. I'll try to slow it down. This is measure 9, the left hand now. Again, I'm pulling the bass note. Okay, ready, go. And back to both hands. Then, oh, we gotta try it together. Ready, go. Alright, so at this point, you could choose to go back and put everything together, which we're about to do here. Okay, I'm gonna try to zoom this out. I find, hard thing is page turns while I'm, playing these off of my laptop. Okay, kind of messed that up. Sorry about that. We'll go back and fix those. It's just hard to turn pages at the same time, keeping the rhythm going, okay? Here's the right hand. Okay, we'll do it together now from the beginning. Ready, go. Okay, then the left hand. So same process. Hands separate. After this, hands together. into it now. Of course, both hands. Okay, we'll try that together from the beginning. Slow down, ready, go. Hey, now on to the chorus. Okay, this is measure 13, next part. Okay, stopping at about 17. Let me see, I just want to see if there's a good place to stop. Okay, 13 to 17, and I can live with that. So actually here, I'm actually gonna choose to go all the way to 19 instead of 4 measures. Here, to me, this feels about like 6 measures at a time. Okay, so you see, it's gonna be different most of the time when you're doing this. Okay, so instead of doing 4 measures to 17, again going to 19, because to me it makes more sense. If you want to do whatever, these are just like, these aren't rules. I'm just showing you my ideas and opinions, and so just take it as such. All right, advice. If you feel like you want to do like 3 or 2 measures at a time, or even 1 measure at a time, believe it or not, you can get away with that as well. So just use this and interpret it according to your own ideas. All right. Here's just the right hand now. Okay, so a little bit more challenging. There's a lot of chord changes here. Okay. So it's going from here to. So I'm just kind of playing chords in a harmony here, so you can see it and hear it. Okay, I hope that kind of made sense. Anyway, let's try for measure 13 now. Ready, go. Okay, stopping right there. Left hand now. Stopping there. 19, same thing. Octaves are a bit difficult. I wouldn't say it's like technically easy, but it's nothing that's out of like an easy piano lesson. Nothing out of the reach for this. If you find it difficult and you want to take the easy way out, I'm just kind of playing here. But if you really want to simplify it, you can just play 1 note. Or you can take the bottom. Yeah, so it's I wouldn't do this with classical music. some rules where playing classical music, you gotta play all the right notes. Okay, every note you can't really just take it apart and simplify it. But this is a pop song, and you can change whatever you want with this. Okay. All right, measure 13, left hand, 13 to 19. Ready, go. And back to both hands. Okay, I'm gonna slow this way down because it is difficult. Section 13 to 19. Ready, go. Let's do that again. Ready, go. Another reason you want to do small sections at a time is because it helps you save time, because it'll let you just hone in on the parts that are most difficult. Because if you just play the whole song from beginning to end, you're including easy parts as well, parts that might be easier for you, and you're kind of over practicing that. Because if it's easy, there's really no need to practice it too much. Okay. All right. Measure 19. Going on to the next part. Zoom in a little bit. My eyes are failing me today. Okay. Okay, so we can actually go from 19 to 22. Okay, 22 is a little interlude. Takes you back. Does that sound familiar? It's just like the intro. Okay. All right. So this is the first ending, by the way. I measure 22. You see it on sheet music. It takes you to a repeat. If you're not going to do the repeat, that's totally fine. And then you just move on to the second ending, next part, okay? So here's just 19 to 22. Okay, we'll break it down, just the right hand. So from true colors here, the next one, measure 20. Okay, for one thing, the rhythm is kind of not necessarily difficult, but gotta get the timing right. Okay, so here we have eighth note into a tie of a 16th note. It's not tied into another eighth note. I hope you gotta look at the music to make sense of it. So eighth note and 16th, 8, okay? The second reason why this is difficult is because you're using the kind of, opinions can differ, but most people say ring finger, pinky, kind of hard to control. Right? Right, so it's also a reason why to play. For this kind of helps with that, 5-4, 5-4, 5-4, okay? Because you have to make sure it doesn't sound too technical. It's the melody. Is it? All right. So try not to hit those notes. Play it well. Okay. 19 to 22. Right hand. Ready. Go. Okay. On to the left hand. Together, ready, go. Both hands. Oh, didn't come out there, but let's try it together now. 19, ready, go. Okay, so you might be thinking, I'm gonna go back and put it together from 13, but I think it would be a better idea to continue from measure 22. So finish off this first ending. If you're gonna take that first ending, that is, okay? So 22 to 25, we're gonna play this part. Then we're gonna try it all the way from the chorus, okay? And back to the beginning. Now this part, I'm just going to overrule the idea of hand separate. So remember, these are not rules, so you can kind of play around with these. I think we should just do hands together because it's so similar to the beginning intro anyway. Play for you again. I think it'd be a good challenge, okay? So again, you don't want to just blindly follow my advice. Just pick and choose and do whatever you can, okay? 22, ready, go. Okay, now we're gonna go back to the chorus and put this whole entire part together. This is measure 13. Hope I can manage these page turns. Okay, almost got that. All right, so 13, just the right hand now. Alright, we'll try that together. Once again, measure 13, entire chorus with that little transition back to the beginning. Ready, go. Alright, then same thing, left hand, okay? Right, we'll try that together. 13, ready, go. Alright, back to both hands. difficult. I feel like a DJ trying to move at the same time doing all that. All right, measure 13. Let's try that. This together. Maybe I'll zoom out. All right. It's really small to hear these notes, but we'll see these notes. So let's give it a try. Measure 13. Ready, go. Now on to page 3. We're just gonna practice only the second ending now, because it actually takes you back to the this thing called the DS coda. That basically means you go back to. I'll just tell you, it's on the first page. If you look at measure 5, there's like a little S-shaped line there. So that's what that means, okay? So when you take the second ending, the second time you're playing this, right? Just pretend it's the second time you're playing this. It says number 2 on page 3. This is measure 26. Number 2, just see a 2 there, okay? 26, that's the second ending. So you go all the way to where it says DSL coda, go back to the first page, but instead of trying it from the beginning, you just go directly to measure number 5. Then you keep playing all the way to the second page. Measure 18 says coda to coda. Then from there, 18, measure 18, you go directly to measure 30 on the third page. Okay, so it's coda, and then that's the end. All right, so rewind that, listen to that as many times as necessary, okay? Because it can get kind of confusing with these coda things. All right, before we continue on with this lesson, before we wrap it up, I want to ask you guys, if you have been enjoying this lesson, hit the like button. It really helps me out. Trying to get the word out about these lessons because I'm doing it for free, okay? That's, I think that's kind of obvious. If I'm doing it for free, help me, help you. I want to keep on doing these lessons. And for me to continue doing these lessons, I need as many as people to watch this as much as possible, okay? Thank you guys so much in advance. And by the way, share this video with people after the lesson is over. Okay, this is a second ending. So one of the differences, this gets up an octave. Minor difference there. I don't think it's enough to really obsess over practicing that. Hello, Outfall Gamer. What's going on, man? That's an interesting name. Outfall. Is that an actual game? All right. So let's just practice this from the second ending. This is measure 26. Sorry. Try that again, but I'm gonna show you how to practice these jumps. You just want to take the last note from the end of the beginning of the jump and then to where you end up, okay? So the last note here. Just get comfortable doing 3 on D, 5 on A. Just back and forth. Because when you do it this way, you're training what they call muscle memory. So your hand can just kind of move without you thinking about it, okay? So this place you might just want to do one hand at a time, okay? All right, back to both hands. Ready, go. To move on to the coda. This is measure 30. Coda just means the end, okay? So we're going to wrap this lesson up, this song up. There's ties here. Okay, so tell you what. To end this lesson, I'll give you a little bonus round, a little extra challenge. We're gonna try this entire coda hands separate. So instead of blocking it up, okay. And then also to demonstrate the difference to you, why you should really do small sections at a time. Because if you haven't really been doing this approach like parts at a time, then you trying this whole entire section, I'm sure it's gonna be a bit difficult for you. But I think it's a nice challenge to end off this lesson with. Okay. All right, from the coda all the way to the end. Okay, here we go. Coda, measure 30, right hand, ready, go. Alright, I got old piano. Sometimes all these notes don't come out. Okay, left hand. Did we try that together? I don't think we did. Okay. Ready, go. Okay, now the left hand from the coda, same exact place. Okay, taking some time here. This is what you call fermatas, alright? Those little signs that kind of look like a bird's eye with an eyebrow, I guess. Basically hold the note for at least twice as longer than its value, okay? Alright, coda, 30. Ready, go. Okay, let's try both hands. Let's just give it a go, alright? From 30, ready, go. Okay, I'll give you guys a quick recap before we end the lesson, but thank you so much for joining me today. All right, this was True Colors. This was for easy piano. You might want to consider it kind of like in this gray area between easy piano and easy intermediate, like early intermediate. So it's not exactly simple, right? Anytime, Charles, you are very welcome. Thank you for joining me again as usual. This is a 4-page arrangement. It's in G major, so F sharps throughout. And this basic, simple approach we're using here, and I also like to just call it a common sense approach to practice. Just break it up into small parts. The small parts here came out to about 4 measures at a time. The sections can change, however. It could be 5 measures, could be 6, could be 3, okay? But generally, for most of this song, it's about 4 measures at a time. When you pick that part, then you do hands separate, right hand, left hand. And of course, I play for you first. It's like demonstration, right? Which is why you watch the videos a lot. You need to study the videos and watch them a lot. And then also this lesson, as many times as necessary, and other lessons as well until you get this concept down, okay? So you do right hand, left hand. Then you go back to hands together. Then you pick the next 4 measures or the next chunk, however long it may be. Right hand, left hand, hands together, okay? It's just wash and, rinse and repeat, okay? Oh, forgot that metaphor. But, yeah, and then once you have 2 or more sections, 2 or more chunks, for my younger students, I tell them it's like a musical pizza and you're eating 1 slice at a time. You like that? Yeah, me too. So when you have 1 or more at a time, then you put it all together. So if you had 4 measures and the next 4 measures, then you combine all 8 measures. Or if you had 4 measures, 4 measures, 4 measures, that's a 12 measure section. Just use your judgment. Then you repeat the same thing, hands separate, hands together. I don't think you need to do it until you have the whole entire song. Maybe like, a page or a couple pages or so. And then once you have each page down, then if you want to play the whole song from beginning to end, be my guest, okay? All right, so that's basically it. And then you can take this idea and use it for all my videos, okay? Whatever level you're at, all right? It's just from beginning all the way to advanced. And then after you're done with this lesson, when you understand what I'm showing you with this particular song, True Colors, click the tutorial. It's the only way to really test yourself to see if you're really understanding the concepts that I'm showing you in here. Because again, these are the step-by-step instructions. The tutorial is more like your quiz, your self-test, okay? All right. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you for checking out this lesson. Enjoy today's lesson. Hope to see you guys next time. Have a great day and happy practice.